right. Well, welcome to Tech on Ice. Oh, haven't been in this for a while. Thank you for your patience. I haven't posted in a while. I've been traveling and getting over a bit of a cold slash cough, and I think we all know that being motivated to get into cold water when you're not feeling good is not really a thing. Since it's the new year, I wanted to talk a little bit about New Year's resolutions and kind of what my thoughts are for 2025 from a tech perspective. So bear with me for a bit. So, one of the things that I think we've all kind of figured out, I've talked about a lot on this, and you see it a lot in the news, is like this AI thing, and whether or not this is something you need to worry about as a developer. Is it going to go away? Is it going to reach critical mass? Is it going to be the thing that replaces all of our jobs, what have you? In my opinion, I think we're still waiting for when it's going to be accessible to everyone. I think that there's still a ton of issues as it pertains to resources and accessibility and all of that makes this AI stuff, this AI segment of the tech industry, very fascinating to me. I've talked about this on the show before. Like, it still doesn't make any money for people that run these AI workloads or AI services. So if you're building AI workloads right now, you're probably doing pretty good. You're probably building some interesting things, and you're probably getting a pretty good value for what you're building. If you're providing those services, yeah, I think ChatGPT or OpenAI just said, they lose money on the $200 a month GPT Pro or ChatGPT Pro, which is crazy. $200 per user license, and they're losing money on it, which means they don't have enough users. That's all that means. And we talked a little bit about like this agentic workflow, like, hey, instead of me giving you like a question, you giving me a response, I give you a task and you need to do a set of tasks. That's interesting too. But where do I think all this stuff is going? I think there's going to be a harder push from the big tech companies specifically around making it more accessible. Because I think right now, like, all of it is, hey, this is great, but like, how do I actually use it? And like, if you look at SDKs and talk docs and tutorials, like, it's all over the place, depending on, what service you're using, how you're using it, what you're trying to do. I think what we're going to see kind of a leveling up from a accessibility perspective. What I mean by accessibility is like how easy it is to use. I don't like using the word easy very much, but how easy it is to use these services. So that's what I think is going to be like the primary thing. I think we've introduced it. We've tried to or attempted to define what it is and how it can provide value. Now we're getting to the point where it's like, okay, how do you actually build these things? So that's something that's going to be interesting, is like how these companies educate the audience on how to use them without it being kind of like, oh, just download this SDK and here's a doc or here's a sample that probably will be outdated in 5 months. So that leads me to kind of where my my New Year's resolution for the year. I've been in the developer space my entire professional career. I haven't been doing it long. It's only been like 15 years since, I've been a professional developer, and I've seen lots of back and forth. And one of the things that I'm interested in is I want to do this myself. I want to see, I've played around with a lot of AI stuff, but I've done it at a very surface level. I want to learn more. I want to learn how LLMs work. I want to learn how to build models for my own data, and then use different AI concepts to like get information about that data. I want to kind of, instead of being just a user of some LLM, I want to like understand truly deeply how some of these things work. And that's not a small task. I think anybody that knows that it's not a small task. So that's kind of my New Year's resolution, is to like learn how to AI, like not at like the end user level, but like, I just built a new PC, so I can build models now. Like, I have way too much RAM, and I got a nice graphics card, I got a nice CPU, so I can build models if I wanted to. Not as fast as like services, but I can build a model locally. I want to understand what it goes into building a model. I want to understand what it goes into fine tuning a model. I want to go into testing it. Like, I want to learn all of those things. So that's my resolution, and I'll figure out some way. I don't know if it makes sense to do it in a cold plunge, but I want to like take my learning and forward it back to you folks. Like, maybe we'll do some Tech on Ice episodes of me talking about like the concepts of AI, like in large language models as I learn them. So, so that's my thoughts on what we're seeing, what we might see in 2025, and what I can do to kind of help in that space. I'm going to learn and I'm going to share the learning with me. So hopefully you've been following around for a while and you like this sort of content. If you do, comment down below. Hey Isaac, I'm not interested in AI. Go somewhere else. Or hey Isaac, I really want to learn about this concept, and I'd love to help learn with you. And as always, like and subscribe and share with your friends. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Happy 2025. Take care.